Carter Lake is probably roughly a square mile.
For such a small town, Carter Lake has been a big controversy between Nebraska and Iowa. While Carter Lake is on the Nebraska side of the Missouri River, it hasn't always been that way.
The river used to come downstream towards Omaha as it does today. That year, the ice blocked up that tight bend. It was Saratoga Bend. Well, the river flows keep coming, but the ice wouldn't allow that water to keep coming into what is now Carter Lake.
With ice blocking the flow of the river, in 1877, the Missouri River looked as though it would inevitably flood over its banks.
The river just kept gouging ahead and gouging ahead, and the Omaha folks in Union Pacific were extremely concerned. They thought the river was going to leave its banks. It, in fact, did break through and go straight, so it cut this piece of ground off from the city of Council Bluffs.
With this Iowa land now on Nebraska's side of the river, the argument began on whether this was now a part of Nebraska or if it would remain in Iowa.
There was a battle going on. Nebraska thought they owned this piece of ground. And that battle went back and forth between the state of Iowa and the state of Nebraska for several years until in 1892 the Supreme Court ruled that the change of the course of the river did not alter the geography of the ground. This was still a piece of Iowa.
Carter Lake has always been a part of Iowa, but it's on the Nebraska side of the river. Do Carter Lake residents understand how this happened?
There are two versions of the story. One is that the Corps of Engineers changed the flow of the river. The other version was it was a natural flood. As the natural flood came, they built the levees up and it kind of straightened out the Missouri River. If you use your thumb as an outline, the river used to meander up and around and it would come back around. And if the Corps of Engineers or the river was straightened out at the base of the knuckle there, that left that oxbow or horseshoe lake, which is known as Carter Lake. That's how it came to be. It was actually part of the actual Missouri River as it flowed through and meandered back around. That's how it got cut off from Iowa.
Although the Supreme Court had already ruled that Carter Lake was still a part of Iowa, they needed a way to pay for their utilities. So once again, this piece of land considered becoming a part of Nebraska.
Carter Lake seceded from Council Bluffs and went to Omaha and said, hey, we'll become part of Omaha, part of Nebraska, but we need these things done in our city. We need sewers and water and roads, and Omaha said, well, we can't afford to do that. So Carter Lake incorporated, and in 1930 became its own city, and then did those things themselves.
After all the years of debates and arguments, Carter Lake residents seem to be happy about the outcome of their city.
We just think we have a little piece of heaven down here.
For the Omaha News, I'm Matt Thompson.